We've covered a lot of Commodores here on Vintage Geek, but today is extra special because we are covering the last piece of hardware that Commodore ever made. This is the Amiga CD32 on Vintage Geek. Just a quick reminder, if you like what you see today, please consider liking and subscribing. It does help us out a lot as we grow, but one of the things that helps us out the most is if you would consider becoming a Vintage Geek member. You can do it at the website, and for just under $20 a year, you get access to all of our content commercial free. We have some bonus goodies, some cool swag, and a whole lot more. It's all at vintagegeek.com. Since we started the channel, we've covered a number of Commodore systems here on Vintage Geek, going all the way back to the Commodore PET, the legendary Commodore 64, the Commodore Amiga 2000, but today we're going to take a look at the last piece of hardware that Commodore ever created. This is the Amiga CD32 by Commodore. I'm very excited to be covering this system today because I've heard a lot about it over the years, and I've never actually seen one in person until we actually acquired a collection of Commodore items somewhat recently from St. Louis, Missouri. And I want to send a special thanks to Adrian from Adrian's Digital Basement. Adrian actually connected me with the seller of the estate of a collector that had a number of Commodore items, of which we are still going through everything. But most impressive was his collection of Amiga CD32 items, including the original boxed CD32 itself and a number of games for the system. The Amiga CD32 was officially released in September of 1993 in Europe, Australia, Canada, and Brazil. Now, it actually did not have an official US release because of a bankruptcy proceeding that was going on with the Commodore company here in America. So we never got an official release of the CD32 here in the States, and that makes this particular console a little bit hard to find because anyone that sold it in the States had to import it from one of those other countries. But most notably, the CD32 was officially the first 32-bit gaming console. It came out just a month before the Atari Jaguar and a number of other systems immediately following, such as the 3DO, which we've covered here on the channel, and some other huge gaming systems like the Sony PlayStation, the Sega Saturn, and others. This was Commodore's last entry into anything that had to do with computers, and ultimately did not have that long of a run, unfortunately. But from everything that I've read, it looks like it's a pretty capable system. Essentially, this is an Amiga 1200 computer that's packaged in a different way. And it has a CD-ROM drive built in, it has your standard television outputs, but it doesn't have the standard PC-type peripherals that you would expect to find with a standard Amiga. So it is a different approach. This was definitely dedicated to gaming itself and should not be confused with the earlier released CD-TV, which we do not have in the collection, although I would definitely like to see one of those at some point. I want to take a closer look at the Amiga CD32, take a look at the console, the hardware, and then we're going to try out some of the titles, so let's get into it here on Vintage Geek. Taking a look at the overall design of the Amiga CD32, it looks pretty comparable to other systems of the time. It is essentially a gray plastic box, but it does have the CD section in prominence here, and it has the giant 32-bit indicator on top of that. The CD tray opens as you would expect. There's no actual eject button for it. You simply lift the lid on it, which I actually appreciate. A lot of consoles at the time, like the 3DO and some of the others, had a drawer mechanism, and that would typically fail over time, so having a very rudimentary way of accessing the CD section is actually a plus. Moving to the right of the CD tray, we have some ventilation slots going horizontally across the top of the chassis, and then below that we have some controls. There's a reset button. There are two larger rectangular LED indicators to the right of the reset button, and then moving right from there, we have a volume control and a headphone jack. So if you wanted to play your CD32 with headphones, you could do that directly and you wouldn't have to rely on television sound to be able to hear everything, so that's pretty cool. Obviously on the top it also has the Amiga CD32 branding, as well as the Commodore naming at the top. And then if we look at the side panel of the CD32, we have our two joystick ports. From what I understand, those ports are compatible with not only the Amiga CD32 controllers, but would be compatible with any of the Atari standard. You could use your joystick from the Commodore Amiga or other systems that you may have, so these were fairly universal from what I've been told. Also, the second port could actually be used for the Amiga mouse to access some special functions in the menu. There's also an aux port on the side panel, and I'm not exactly sure what that's for, but in reading on it, that was used for some special functions as well. On the back of the unit, we have a standard rocker-style power switch. Next to that is the Commodore power supply socket, where you would plug in the power supply for the unit. And then we have a number of video connectors. There's a standard RF out on this, so you could actually drive a TV directly. Then you also have your standard AV outputs and an S-video output, so it's got kind of the full complement of output connectors there. Again, this unit was not designed to accept a keyboard. It does not have that standard Amiga 1200 functionality, so I'm not surprised to not see a connector here for that. It really looks very comparable to other gaming systems of the time, but it looks like it would have everything you need to have a good home gaming experience. The specifically designed CD32 controllers are a bit interesting in my opinion. Design-wise, they look different than other controllers from the time. They have kind of a thinner middle section and these extended outer edges. There are certainly enough buttons to accommodate anything you'd want to do. You've got your standard 4-button array on the right-hand side, you've got your directional pad on the left, and it looks like that would accommodate a full range of motion. In the middle, there is some kind of a start, select, reset button. It's not actually labeled, but I assume it would serve that type of purpose. We'll get into that more as we play some of the games. And then you do have 2 shoulder buttons for the left and the right on the top. So it'll be fun to see what happens when we play some of these games and how the controller actually functions in practice. I've got my Commodore monitor set up and ready to go. We're going to get everything connected and play some games with our CD32. I've got our Amiga CD32 all connected and ready to go. I am using a Commodore monitor in composite mode to actually view it myself, and for our capture today, I'm going to be using the S-video output to try to get the highest quality that we can to share with you here on the channel. Now, as far as picking out actual titles to try on the CD32, this is a little bit of a daunting task. We got a huge collection here with our CD32, and obviously we would never have enough time to show all of these games, certainly in one video, maybe even not in multiple videos. So I want to pick kind of a good cross-section of games to show the capabilities of the system, and I'm trying my best, but I do want to encourage you to sound off in the comments below if there's a particular title that maybe you'd like to see in an upcoming video that may show off some of the capabilities even better than what we've chosen today. I have no personal experience with the CD32. I've never played it before, so I really don't know what's good and what's not, but let's get into it and try some of these great CDs for our Amiga device here on Vintage Geek. The first title I want to try is called Insight Technology. Now this one is actually listed as a CD-TV title. As I've read, you can actually have CD-TV games that play on the CD32, but not all of them are compatible. This apparently is one that is. This is one of those kind of educational titles from what I can tell, something that gives you some insight on devices that you use in your everyday life. Power up the system. Got LED light, and we've got an image of a father and son in front of a home entertainment system. Okay, this feels like a little bit more advanced version of some of the things we saw for the Tandy VIS. All right, so we've got a menu here. Let's take a look at bomber planes. Okay, I said this had a video, so. Okay, a lot of information to scroll through here. Just gonna kind of skim to the end here. Oh, so maybe if I click on this, it'll give me a video.
A long-range bomber is almost invariably a large aircraft with the ability to carry a heavy payload. The size does, however, imply vulnerability, and adequate fighter support is a necessity.
So we do have some live video capability on this disc. It makes sense the way this is put together. It does look like it has a number of different topics to explore, gives you a lot of information about each particular invention or device, and I could see this being pretty educational, especially for young people. I'm glad we got a chance to take a look at this, and now let's get into some of the other titles. Next up, we're going to try a game called Roadkill. Now, this game, from what I can tell, may have only been released on the Amiga CD32, and if it did have another release, it was probably just on the standard Amiga. According to the box, if you only ever buy one CD game for your 32 and like top-down racing arcade games, then ... this is it. Let's find out what Roadkill is all about. All right, I'm starting out with a little cutscene. Let's some racers on screen. It's like a smaller view, but I like what they're doing here with the video. Audio sounds good too. I think this is one of the discs that actually uses the CD audio, which explains the quality difference. So that's cool. Nice splash screen here. Showtime! I like it. Kind of got the rotating Vision logo. We got our high scores. Those all look like defaults. Alright, so we've got our game options here. Looks like there's a practice round that's turned on. Difficulty's medium, 3 laps. Okay, I can do this. We've got our vehicle selection. Looks like there's a bunch of different options. Cannon, Slam, Inferno, Hammer, Demolition, Cyclone. Yeah, looks good. I like the kind of Fallout symbol logo on it. That's pretty neat. Kill, kill, kill. Roadkill Turbo Death Challenge. Okay, it says preview. So there's no other cars in the first round, it looks like. That doesn't make sense. Oh man, it's been a while since I've done a top-down racing game. Honestly, it's pretty fluid though, motion-wise. Has a nice sense of speed, even though I keep bumping things. It's working pretty well.
Good luck. You'll need it. Showtime.
Well, that showtime sounds pretty ominous. Come back. I want to take you to the kill zone. I think I got a good hit on the one guy. Oh. Fighting for third place here. Ooh, that seemed like it was a good hit. Dang it. Oh no. I put a little divot in the wall there.
Last chance.
Ooh, lots of divots in the wall now. Really thought I was going to take that guy out. Oh no! Well, at least there's some retries. Get another shot at this. Dang it. I really want to get those missiles. I feel like that would help a lot. I got 6 missiles. Oh, there it is. Come back, everyone. Yeah. All right. Third place, I'll take it. Honestly though, really fun game. I could definitely see getting into this a lot more. Roadkill, it's a 10 out of 10 in my book. Next up, we have a game called the Chaos Engine. And this game was highly reviewed. According to the back of the case, sometime during the last century, an experimenter with time, space, and early computers created a bizarre machine. The inventor's name was Baron Fortesque. The machine was the Chaos Engine. Supplied free as part of this spectacular voyage pack from Commodore. Not for resale separately.
Sometime in the last century, an experimenter in time and space created a bizarre machine, the Chaos Engine.
Okay.
Although primitive, the machine became incredibly powerful and turned against its creator.
Oh my.
Its power to corrupt time and matter was out of control. A cloud of chaos descended over the land. Humans and animals were turned into ravenous beasts.
Nice.
Someone must destroy the Chaos Engine before it is too late. 6 soldiers of fortune are available for hire. The gentleman, the thug, The preacher, the brigand, the mercenary, the navvy.
Honestly, really solid intro there. Love the graphics, the sound, everything really came together nicely. All right, guess one player and CPU will work out. I'm just gonna go with, let's see, who do I want? Be the navvy. We'll have the computer be the gentleman. Forest, level 1, the beginning. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Get ready. All right.
Layers activated.
All right, so this is a top-down approach. I like it. Not sure what that thing does. Must be part of the Chaos engine. Oops. That was pretty sweet. It's like a multiple, some kind of multiple firing situation. I got some keys. What the heck are those things? Oops. I don't know why I keep doing that. Uh-oh. Oh, is that a save point?
Layer saved.
Nice. What do we got down here?
Special power.
Nice.
Special power.
I like treasure. Oops. Oh no. Good thing I got that save point.
Layers activated.
Oops. Yeah. Now we're talking. Uh-oh.
Node activated. Exit open.
All right.
Level complete.
Okay. All right. So that's what one level looks like in the Chaos engine. I like it. I'm not sure what all of these different levels mean. This game looks great. The graphics look good. The sound is fun. And honestly, it looks very playable. I could definitely come back to this again at some point. I wanted to try a title that was definitely exclusive to the Amiga CD32. And so Justin actually burned an ISO of one that we don't have in the physical collection. This is called The Misadventures of Flink. And let's give this a try on our Amiga CD32. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Really like the graphics here and the level design. This looks like an interactive map type of situation, maybe like a Mario game. Yeah, it definitely seems that way. Alright, so I can jump. Anything else I can do? It seems to change the screen resolution. Not sure what's up with that. Let's see. Alright, I can jump on their heads. Nice. Alright, I like a good jumping game. It's a potion. I'm starting to fill up that potion bottle at the top left. Alright, nice. Was this like a jump thing? Yeah, it is. Sweet. I mean, I'm doing pretty well so far. Oh, maybe I wasn't supposed to jump on that guy. What's this? A feather. Oops. Oops. Oh no. That's better. see a logical way to get to that treasure chest. What are you? Oh, apparently an enemy, and apparently an enemy that shoots fire. Oh, sweet continue screen though. What are you supposed to do with those guys? Nothing, I guess? Okay. Come on. Ah, that worked. I got one up. Nice. Oh my. Let me just stay away from the flames that you're shooting out there, buddy. Okay, alright. Okay, we can go up these beanstalk things. Cool. Oh, I actually wasn't sure if that was going to kill me or propel me to the next level. But it looks like I've completed one level in the Misadventures of Flink. So, alright, cool. Honestly, this looks like a pretty fun game. I could see how there's lots of different levels and depth here, and a pretty good little platformer, so I'm pretty impressed. Well, that's going to do it. Our first look at the CD32 from Commodore. What a cool little system. I'm really glad that we have this in the collection. We were super fortunate to be able to get this from that collector in St. Louis and to have all these amazing titles. Obviously, we've only gotten into a few of them today, so we may have to do a second video at some point because I really enjoyed playing the system and getting to know some of these titles. And I'm glad that you could join us for the ride. And if you enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing. It does help us out a lot. One of the things that helps us out the most, though, is if you would consider becoming a Vintage Geek member. You can do that at the website, and for just under $20 a year, you get access to all of our video content commercial-free. Plus, we have some bonus goodies, some cool swag to look at, and a whole lot more. It's all at vintagegeek.com. Until next time, I'm Aaron, and this has been Vintage Geek.